last week on All MMO Children.
We get up to one of the bosses, and we're just about to pull the boss, okay? My wife walks in the room. I look over at her. She's holding a pregnancy test. I have to decide, okay? My wife, with some fairly important news.
Right.
Or my guildmates.
You're a holy priest?
Yes.
And now...
So what did you choose?
Well, I had to heal through the fight. I mean, what am I going to do, leave them?
But you got kids now.
Yeah, I got kids now. I mean, as we heard earlier.
I'm so sorry.
That was a little anticlimactic.
Auto assault. Auto assault. Look at that. Look at that. I still got it. I'm sorry. I like this game.
The game that barely was.
The game that barely was.
That would be the Matrix Online.
No, man.
For you?
I played the Matrix Online for work, and I should have taken the blue pill.
Just stayed in.
There's all these people that are trying to be WoW killers. Well, not as much, but people are still trying to carve out that.
I just think we need to get rid of that phrase of WoW killers or WoW clones.
Or Halo killer, Call of Duty killer.
I understand it exists.
Anything killer
I understand
is
it
dumb.
exists, but it's like I do get tired of hearing people comparing to WoW because it's not like WoW did stuff first.
It certainly
it just did it in a particular
really
way.
well.
There's a reason Blizzard hires psychologists to make their games addictive.
know.
I'm just curious if there's like a general malaise right now for MMOs. I mean,
I don't know.
in general.
You mean for players or for developers?
For people who have played them a bit, and obviously like younger people growing up, they're playing Club Penguin and stuff. They're playing all those gamification, or the Farmvilles and stuff. They're only a couple steps removed from the core mechanics of the interactive spreadsheet that is most MMOs. So I'm just curious if it's kind of built up into like the unconsciousness.
But here's
of
the
what
thing:
people are used
do you
to.
consider DayZ and Minecraft MMOs?
I do. And I think you don't.
But I don't think. But I don't think the general community
just...
can list like if someone looked up a list of MMOs. I don't think people would
I'm talking about
automatically
the bigger
put
ones though.
You know, for like Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn is super traditional. It does a lot of things really well, but I'm surprised at how well it's doing. It's certainly not the eclipse that World of Warcraft was, but 1.8 million players now, when you sort of say that malaise is going on, I think is really impressive.
The Final Fantasy name carries a lot of weight. I know a lot of people whose first MMO was Final Fantasy XI, just because of that. It's an MMO and it's Final Fantasy. Those are two, I've always wanted to try the MMO. I've always enjoyed the Final Fantasy. Let's try that taste together. And I think that still carries on today.
I think a lot of us had the same reaction when SWTOR came out.
Yeah, that was going to be my counterpoint. Is I thought the Star Wars name would be bigger than anything.
But everyone enjoyed it.
But we had Galaxies before that.
SWTOR was kind of my point of why I felt like I outgrew it. And we were talking about how MMOs have kind of gotten to a point, at least in my time, where it is a chore. I spend my whole day working. I don't want to spend my whole day at home farming bugs and what. It's like I enjoy the story, but I mean I played smuggler class until I got my ship back, a Wookiee with a life debt, and all the money from my bounty. And I was like, I'm good. I'm only level 20. All right, whatever. And then I'd go check out other classes. Like, the story after that point didn't really compel me because it's like, if I'm the Han Solo character and I have everything Han Solo would want, why do I want to keep leveling this character? And it just felt very weak.
I did the exact same thing. Yeah. I had a bounty hunter. I got my ship. I got a crew. I got a great job hunting bounties.
Yeah.
I can go anywhere I want. Who cares if my mentor remains unavenged? I saw him for 2 minutes and then he died. Okay? I don't care about the story. I wanted my character was doing great. That's all I cared about. And so I was done. I was finished playing the game.
The Sith storyline was
the weird
best,
endgame
though.
thing, though. It's like you get the things that you want and then you don't do anything with them. When Patrick was here, he's like, I want this flying mount dragon thing. I want it. And then he got it. And then he flew around a little bit. And then he's like, quit, logged off, and log in again.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a little funny that these trophies, that have some sort of utility, no one's really into the utility so much instead of just having the thing to show off.
This is only the beginning. After 1,000 years, welcome home.
I got into being mostly on role-playing servers. That was part of my escape. It was creative writing plus playing a game, but then part of the reason I left City of Heroes after a while, part of the reason I left SWTOR and why I didn't grasp onto things like Age of Conan and, World of Warcraft is because if you get to that point where you're just with your friends or with new people and all you're doing is sitting in a tavern having a conversation, you're paying money to sit in a tavern and have conversation. And sometimes you'll get up and you'll go do an instance and a mission and whatever, but that balance is usually going to work out to be like 70% sitting in a bar chatting on the space station, 30% actually running out doing missions. And then it's like, well, what are you really paying for? You know, and if, you know, like in the case of my guildmates, like we're all friends now. Facebook came out, Twitter, we all know our emails. We all can, some of us can text each other. So it's like, well, I just talk to them instead of sign up for a subscription fee and head into a game where we just sit in characters and talk through characters' voices. Like that's just what I took out of MMOs, was more the community and the people than the actual like run around, shoot gun, duck.
For a long time, I was, when I started playing Warcraft, I was there for the game, right? And then I joined a guild and I started to get into it, and then they actually kicked me out for not playing enough. And so, you know, they did, because I was only playing 20 hours a week. And that wasn't enough for them.
There are guilds like that.
I hate.
So I got kicked out. So then it was the story and building up my character, and then I kind of got done with it, and then I joined a guild here at GT, and then it was a completely different experience because it was the social aspect that brought me in. I mean, I would be sitting at home on a Tuesday night, and I'd get a text, "Oh, we're running such and such. We need a healer.
Right.
Can you help us?"
Exactly.
And it's kind of cool to have someone call you up and say, "Hey, we need you. We need you. Help us. Help us, Ben. You're the only one."
It's a really good point that you both bring up, and it made me think about something that I've never thought before, where MMOs, despite being super social, don't facilitate social activities very well. Like going and clicking on things and pushing the one key, you're like, if you all know your role, you're kind of doing it by yourselves. Like you might talk about it a little bit beforehand, but like any like real human conversations exist kind of outside of the game. And I think maybe that's why Minecraft and DayZ have taken off more than, and you know, MMOs have become kind of stagnant, because in Minecraft, you're creating something. That's way more social than pulling mobs. In DayZ, you can, all right, this is gonna sound gross, but you can handcuff somebody and force them to drink bleach, which requires a lot more interaction than, you know, than the typical MMO thing. And I think that's really interesting. Like maybe MMOs need to be more conscious of what draws their players.
No, but then they have raids. But they have
Point back
raids
to
and
WoW.
bosses and
No, but
stuff.
back to WoW. WoW was, except for instances, you could solo almost anything in the non-instance things in WoW.
Yeah, right.
While in like Final Fantasy 11, unless you were, I'm gonna get this wrong, Beastmaster, after like level 20, you need to be in a group just to walk around. And I believe EverQuest. I've never touched EverQuest with a 10-foot pole, but I believe really early on to EverQuest, you needed to be in a party to do stuff.
You need a group.
And people didn't like being forced. People liked soloing, you know, and it's WoW just trying to give you that open buffet of giving you everything.
I need the story to be there, because that's kind of where the single-player console games are winning out over MMOs lately. It's just having that reason to make it from level 1 to 60 and back again. And I don't think there's an MMO out there right now that really on a face value goes, hey, look, you're gonna put in like a month's worth of time, but when you get here, it's gonna be really worth it.
And so obviously Hearthstone got you back into WoW, but is there something that you're looking for right now?
This sounds stupid, but I really like exploring worlds. You know, like the games that I get really attached to, like they do a great job of making the areas feel like physical places. And I want an MMO where it's not just a section with mobs, you know.
Yeah.
In World of, like they do some good things in World of Warcraft and other MMOs that sort of make the areas feel different, but eventually, you know, the veil is pulled back and it's like, nope, the monsters are here, I have to go kill them. I want a place to actually feel dangerous. I want a place to feel exciting and different and new. And I don't know what it would take to accomplish that. Like, my dreams are Destiny or something would be able to do that, but I don't know.
Oculus Rift.
There you go, Oculus Rift.